Hyello. Alright, let's rock this bitch. And by rock this bitch, I mean do the very best that we can. Today's target of attack is these steps, which are overgrown with plants, which is fine if those plants weren't actually weeds and the top and bottom stepping stone is severely sunken into the ground. So if we're going to fix those, why not just entirely redo it? This mindset is dangerous. Since one of us got a little trigger happy, a little carried away, and took down one of the concrete slabs already, I've placed a substitute over the top, completely indistinguishable from the rest, so you can truly see what it looked like. Truly. After that one was removed, we proceeded to remove the concrete stones that were there just to add some height to each slab. Placing them as nearby as possible, as we will be reusing them for this project. Finding some buggy boos along the way.
I haven't seen one of those in a while.
Centipedes?
Yeah. Or critters.
Oh, and I'm in an anthill.
Yep.
Love that.
As they're more commonly called.
Apparently you're thinking yes.
As well as a few million red ants.
I like how there's peanuts underneath for all the little squirrels. Oh, what did I just...
Which were angry enough to continuously bite me, which I didn't even find out about until probably about 5-10 minutes into it, when my arms were just covered in bites, digging up said infestation to get to some bigger rocks that we will also be utilizing later on, and pick up our second concrete slab, though it is the first that you guys can see on camera.
Oh, you're a live spider. Okay. Get off of me!
Plot twist and spoiler alert, he was not a live spider. More on that later.
Oh, it's because it's not even a full one. That's why. It just keeps rolling.
They see me rolling.
Look at this little Spidey go. He looks like he's being eaten by the ants.
Probably was.
It is now later, and he had been. Alive, I mean. Just not since I've seen him.
I'm not killing him, I'm moving him to not being exactly where the ants are. Oh, I like 40 ants too. Maybe if there's like, I don't know, 12 ants or something, he'll actually stand survival.
Update, it doesn't matter, he was already gone. I then realized that he was not alive, but rather that they were inside of him, and I'll leave it at that.
You know, you did that when we were doing the outside with Paul too. How you're like, more brains! Oh wow. Oh, no. I thought that was a rock. Oh my god, they're getting in my shoes.
We were never truly rid of the ants. But we kept on trekking step by step, quite literally.
Over me.
Get rid of this guy too. Actually, tell you what.
We even got to throw some shit around. Break up the dirt to make it easier to manage. And we were back at it with the limestone. If you happen to catch my last couple of videos, then you'd possibly know that when combined with water and pressure, limestone has the capability to eventually turn into essentially cement, making it a great base for rocks and bigger slabs of concrete. So we added it. A lot of it. Moved it around to the areas that it would work best in. Added said water and tamped it down over and over and over with our feet. This is also known as stomping. Added more limestone onto the top of it.
Another random little rock.
Random rock.
That sounds like a Thor movie. Random rock? No, Ragnarok.
Watered that down. Tamped it down.
Okay, so you know what's next?
Lather, rinse, and repeat. For adding on the first step, it was as simple as what we had just done with an added step and making sure it was level. It was the next few that were a little bit more detail oriented, which is when we brought in the concrete stones. This took some finessing between making them even, adding rocks around them to fit them better into their respective areas.
No.
Moving and rotating them slightly to basically just look like it has a little bit of a better appearance. And considering we were reusing them, we only had a certain amount of them.
Oh, and there's more.
It wasn't one of those situations where we could just call up our local hardware store and grab a couple more if need be.
I like how well that fits.
Sure.
This.
We could only work with what we already had.
Here like that.
Just so.
Okay.
We not only wanted these to be a beautiful stepping stone display to look at, we wanted to build them up a little bit higher than they had previously been to combat a couple different issues that we were dealing with.
Yes.
So 2 layers of these concrete stones instead of just a half layer under the dirt, and then 1.5 layers pretty much showing.
How about that? It's even filled
about
in
that?
down here.
Which then came with the extra steps of filling behind each one with a little bit more than it had already had behind it.
Let's tamp this puppy down.
Any bigger rocks that we found along the way we used for side filler to make it more of a stairway and less of just stepping stones. whereas any smaller stones we found, we used as the actual filler between each step to better hold the stones in place.
I'm not putting it down perfectly. Feels good.
Okay. Where's my trusty assistant? He should be handing me these.
I eventually made a mistake at one point, let's call it a happy little accident, that we ended up keeping and arranging the others like it.
Well, that was an interesting idea that you just did there.
What did I do? I'm like, I don't know what I did. See, I do these things by mistake, so.
Basically, it was just turning these side pieces at a bit of an angle to add some more visual interest.
There you go.
Like that, or down like that?
I think like that.
Visibly or not visibly?
It's right there. Let's just take the whole load.
That's what she said. Okay.
Where the pattern's going on the one below it. Okay, so it's going this way.
Let's go. Ah.
All we can do. There we go.
See? Gotta go sideways.
Once that was added, we used up the rest of the dirt that we had previously dug up and filled that around each of these steps, packing it down with both our feet and my hand. And then adding water on top of that to be sure that any water accumulating at the top will end up trickling its way down to the bottom, like a fountain of sorts. And to use the majority of the extra dirt and limestone from the steps themselves.
Oh, wow.
fantastic.
Okay. We done did the damn thing. Done did the damn thing.
And that concludes this little refresh. And that concludes this little refresh / makeover to these steps. We didn't change the entire layout, but the update was definitely beautiful. It's not significantly different, but it's different enough to actually notice it and be happy with it. We had decided to keep quite a bit of the moss, as it's, well, it is aesthetically pleasing, let's be honest, plus it is natural, so it's going to continue on and grow and grow and grow from there. But that is it for today's video. I do hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.